All right. Today's gospel reading will be from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 19. So we'll be continuing on with the Sermon on the Mount that we did on Saturday. I'll be doing the explanation according to the Blessed Theophylact, who is an archbishop from the Ohrid region of Bulgaria from the 11th century. All right. 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out, and to be trodden under foot by men. The explanation: the prophets were sent to one race only, but you are the salt of the whole earth. By your teachings and reproofs of you act as an astringent upon the slack and indolent, so that they will not breed the worms that never die. So do not desist from your astringent reproofs, even if you are reviled or persecuted. Therefore, for if the teacher has become insipid, that is, if he does not give astringent reproofs, but has become soft and lax, wherewith shall it be salted? That is, how can this be corrected? So then, from then on, he is cast out from the rank of teacher and is trodden under foot, that is, despised. And 14, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. And the explanation: first, he calls them salt and then light. He who reproves what is done in secret is light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. In Ephesians 5:13, the apostles did not enlighten one nation only, but the world. He teaches them to struggle and to be strict in living in a virtuous life, for they will be in a view of all. Do not imagine, he says, that you will be hidden away in some corner, for you will be most visible. See to it then that you live blamelessly, lest you become a stumbling block for others. 15. Neither do men light a lamp and put it under a bushel, but on a lampstand, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. An explanation there: Christ says, it is I who have kindled the light in you, but it is for you to labor zealously, so that you do not distinguish that grace. In this way, the brightness of your life will shine upon others. He says, therefore, in 16, let your light shine before men, so that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. In the explanation here, he did not say, you must display your virtue, for that is not good, but rather he said, only let it shine, so that even your enemies will marvel and glorify not you, but your Father. If we practice virtue, we must practice it for the glory of God, and not for our own glory. 17. Think not that I am come to abolish the law or the prophets. I am not come to abolish, but to fulfill. And the explanation here: he was about to introduce new laws, yet he did not want them to think that he was opposed to God. Therefore, he says, anticipating the suspicion that many would have, I have not come to abolish the law, but rather to fulfill it. How did he fulfill it? First, he did everything which the prophets had foretold concerning him, which is why the evangelist often says, so that what was spoken by the prophet might be fulfilled. He will also fulfill every commandment of the law. For he did no sin, neither was any guile found in his mouth. As it said in 1 Peter 2, 22. And he fulfilled and completed the law in yet another way. Whatever the law had sketched in outline, Christ fully painted in. The law said, do not murder, but Christ said, neither be angry without a cause. So too, the painter does not destroy the sketch, but rather completes it. In verse 18, for amen I say unto you. The explanation there, the amen is an assurance, meaning, yes, truly I say unto you, continuing on with 18, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, until all be accomplished. And the explanation, he indicates here that the world passes away and undergoes a change in form. He is saying, therefore, that while the universe subsists, not the least letter of the law will pass. While the universe subsists, not the least letter of the law will pass away. Some say that the jot, i.e. the Greek letter iota, and the tittle, the accent mark, signify the 10 Commandments of the law. In the Greek system of numerals, an iota followed by an accent indicates the number 10. Others say that they indicate the cross, for the iota is the upright beam of the cross, and the accent the transverse beam. Christ is saying, therefore, that everything that was spoken concerning the cross will be fulfilled. And in verse 19, whosoever therefore shall disregard one of the least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. The explanation of that part of verse 19. The least commandments are those which he himself is about to give, not those of the law of Moses. He calls them least out of humility to instruct you, O readers, to have a moderate thoughts of yourself as you give your teachings. He who shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven means he who will be last in the resurrection and who will be cast into Gehenna. For such a one shall not enter the kingdom of heaven, far from it. By kingdom, understand the resurrection. And continuing on with verse 19, but whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And the explanation there. First, Christ says, whosoever shall do, and shall teach. For how can I guide another along a road that I have not myself traveled? By the same token, if I practice the commandments, but do not teach them, my reward is not so great. There can even be condemnation, if I do not teach because of spite or sloth.